Masters Christmas meeting, 4th day, Saturday, 22nd December 2018, race preview.
We move on to the first race of the day, which is the Police Martyrs Cup, to be run over a distance of 1600 meters. Bengal Tiger is the first horse we are looking at. Bengal Tiger was third as they turned for home, made some steady progress, and however the winner, Tomorrow Forever, who weaved on the rail, was far too good, and Bengal Tiger finished on a length from the winner. Next up, we are looking at two horses here. Number 2, 7 Step, who finished on at the end of the field and lost a stirrup. Then we had number 3, You Won, who's made it a start to finish affair, was leading the pack and held on readily. And the same race we had LHOTSE, who raced in mid-bunch and finished on 4th. And Cool Conqueror, who beat just one home, which was 7 Step. The winner here was You Won. Next we are looking at number 4, Expensive Affair, in race number 22 during this season. Was the favourite, however didn't make any impression any point throughout the race. Finished 9th of 14 runners, way back in the rear. The winner here was Smith & Wesson. Next we are looking at number 7, Ghost Creek, in race number 25. Ghost Creek was 9th as the horses turned for home, and weakened further, finished 12th of 14 runners over 1600 meters, and the winner here was Princess Alina.
We move on to the second race, which is the Kolkata Mounted Police Cup, to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. Number 1 will be THEO. THEO's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 124 over 1400 meters, where THEO finished on 5th. The winner of that race was Devotion, who had a tough battle but eventually went on to win that race by about a head. Number 2 will be Oakbrook. Oakbrook's last outing was this season in race number 16 over 1200 meters, just one start this season, and went on to win that race by about 5.5 lengths very impressively by beating Speed Force. That's the one that you need to watch out for today as well, is Oakbrook. Number 3 will be Dungal. Dungal's last outing was this season in race number 32 over 1400 meters, where Dungal finished on 6th. Winner of that race was Kantai, who won that race by about 3/4 of a length. Number 4 will be Levante. Levante's had one start this season in race number 27, I beg your pardon, over 1200 meters, where Levante was amongst the front runners in the final stages of the race, but eventually faded out and finished on 6th, and the winner of that race was Born to Win. Number 5 will be Prince of Heart. Prince of Heart's last outing was this season in race number 42 over 1600 meters, where Prince of Heart finished right at the back end of the field to finish on 10th. Also in the same race we had number 8, Summerhill, after much efforts and a couple of reminders in the final stages, finished on 5th, and the winner of that race was Fiorel. Number 6 will be Scorpion Queen. Late Carolisa, last outing being this season in race number 26 over 1200 meters, where Carolisa, Scorpion Queen finished on 6th. And also in the same race we had number 10, Prancing Queen, who finished on 4th, travelled very wide, and the winner of that race was Lumos. Number 7 will be Sanvi. Sanvi's had one start, and that was in the monsoon meeting, running after quite a layoff here, Sanvi. And last start in monsoon was race number 54 over 1400 meters, travelled very wide of the track in the final stages, finished on 4th. Winner was He Calls the Shots. Number 9 will be Running Hand. Running Hand has had one start this season in race number 20 over 1400 meters, where Running Hand, after much efforts, finished on 5th. Winner of that race was Sniper, who came up with a good run on the outside and went on to win that race by about a length. We move on to the third race of the afternoon, which is the Police Commissioners' Cup Division 1, to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. Number 1 will be Tegatus. Tegatus has had one start this season in race number 39 over 1200 meters, where Tegatus finished on 3rd and was ridden by an apprentice last time out, and this time being ridden by C. Alford, travelling 200 meters more. Is Tegatus as the one you need to watch out for. Also in the same race we had number 3 Tweedledee, who finished on 5th, and number 5 Flanker finished on 7th, but the eventual winner of that race was Akshaya. Number 2 will be Shivesh. Shivesh has had one start this season in race number 6 over 1400 meters, and Shivesh was running 3rd all through the race and eventually faded out and finished right at the back end of the field to finish on 9th. Winner of that race was Eastern Star. Number 4 will be Kramer. Kramer's had two starts this season, last one being in race number 38 over 1200 meters, where Kramer finished on 8th. Also in the same race we had number 8 Simran's Choice, who finished on 5th. Number 11, that is MOCHA LOCA, who finished on 6th, and number 12 Simon Templar, who ran on board to finish on 3rd after much efforts, but the eventual winner of that race was Multiple. Number 6 will be Midnight Star. Midnight Star's last outing was in the monsoon in race number 139 over 1400 meters, where Midnight Star finished on 8th. Also in the same race we had number 9, that is Appalachia, who finished on 10th. Winner of that race was Eternally, who went on to win that race by about 5.5 lengths. Number 7 will be Drogo. Drogo's had one start this season in race number 43 over 2000 meters, where Drogo finished on 7th. Also in the same race we had number 10 Farsight, who finished on 4th, and the eventual winner of that race was Oldero. Number 13 will be the Straddle. The Straddle's last outing was in the monsoon in race number 125 over 2000 meters, where the Straddle in the final stage of the race eventually faded away and finished 5th was the Straddle, and the winner of that race was Jester, who won that race by about 5 lengths. We move on to the fourth race, which will be the Police Commissioners' Cup Division 2, to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. Number 1 is Rule Down Under. Rule Down Under's last outing was this season in race number 38 over 1200 meters, where Rule Down Under finished on 10th, right at the back end of the field. And also in the same race we had number 2 Poet, who just finished one ahead of Rule Down Under to finish on 9th. And the winner of that race was Multiple, who won that race by about half a length. Number 4 will be Pugnacious. Pugnacious is one start this season, I beg your pardon, couple of starts. Last one being in race number 43 over 2000 meters, where Pugnacious finished on 10th. Also in the same race we had number 8 Fantasia, who finished on quite an eye-catching 5th, and also in the same race we had number 10 Coal Frontier, who finished on 3rd. Winner was Oldero. Number 5 will be Splash Proof. Splash Proof's last outing was this season in race number 19 over 1600 meters, where Splash Proof continued to follow the leader, and that was Shivansh, the eventual winner of that race, and Splash Proof finished on 2nd. Also in the same race we had number 11 Vice Admiral, who finished on 4th. Number 6 will be Arakawa. Arakawa's last outing was this season in race number 39 over 1200 meters, where Arakawa finished on 10th. Also in the same race we had number 7 Shohin, who finished on 6th, and number 13 Leopard Creek, who finished on 4th. Very wide of the track was Leopard Creek. Winner of that race was Akshaya. Number 9 will be Nelson's Blood. Nelson's Blood last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 80 over 1600 meters, was towards the rail side in the final stages and faded out and finished detached 9th. Was Nelson's Blood, and the winner of that race was Jaws. Number 12 will be Multi-Value. Multi-Value's last outing was in this season in race number 32 over 1400 meters, was leading the way till the final stage of the race and eventually was overtaken and won by Kantai, and Multi-Value finished on 3rd. We move on to the 5th race, which is the Calcutta Juvenile Stakes, and number 1 will be AQUARACER. AQUARACER's had one start this season in race number 35 over 1100 meters, and what a start that was for AQUARACER, who came up right from the back end of the field to go on and win that race by about a half a length. And also in the same race we had number 3 Magnificent Star, who finished on 4th. Number 4 AJEETA, who finished on 8th, and number 6 SHIVALIK Sight, who finished quite an impressive 3rd, was SHIVALIK Sight, but the eventual winner was AQUARACER, who came like a bullet in the final stages of the race. We move on to the 6th race, which is the Decathlon Memorial Calcutta Gold Cup Grade 2, to be run over a distance of 1600 meters. Number 1 will be Aggregated. Aggregated has had one start this season over 1600 meters in race number 37, where Aggregated finished on 5th. Also in the same race we had number 6 Exodus, who finished on 4th, but the eventual winner of that race was Commander, who went on to win that race by about a length and a quarter. Number 2 will be SHIVALIK Shah's. SHIVALIK Shah's last outing was this season in race number 21 over 1400 meters. And SHIVALIK Shah's, after much efforts and some vigorous riding, finished on 3rd. And the winner of that race was Governor General, who was the winner in that race by about a long neck. We move on to the 3rd classic of the season, the 7th race, the Calcutta Oaks 2018 Grade 3, to be run over a distance of 2,400 meters. Number 1 will be Ashna. Ashna's last outing was this season in the 1,000 guineas, where Ashna finished on 7th. That was race number 29 over 1,600 meters. Also in the same race we had Advika, who was leading the pack but eventually faded out and finished on board. Finished 3rd was Advika in the 1,000 guineas. Also number 3 Aggression finished on 8th. Number 5 Exception, who finished on 2nd after much efforts. Also in the same race we had number 7 Oriana, who finished on 5th, and number 8 Punjabi Girl, who eventually finished on 4th, but the winner of that race was Adjudicate. Too good that day. Number 4 will be Christiana. Christiana has had one start this season in race number 30 over 1,600 meters, where Christiana finished on 7th, and the winner of that race was Dancing Lord, who came up with a short burst eventually in the final stage of the race and went on to win that race by about a short neck, was Dancing Lord. Number 6 will be Magic. Magic's last outing was in the monsoon meeting over 1,600 meters, where Magic finished on 5th, and the winner of that race was Christiana. So quite an open field here in the Calcutta Oaks 2018, with Adjudicate not running the Oaks, skipping it. Leaves it very open, and we got to wait and watch as to who turns out to be the winner of the Calcutta Oaks.
The 8th and last race of the afternoon, the Flyer Flash Handicap, to be run over a distance of 2,000 meters. First horse we are looking at is Power of Freedom in race number 25. Power of Freedom was 13th as the horses turned for home. Made late progress on the wide outside and finished a very eye-catching third to Princess Alina. Finished about little over 4 lengths from the winner. Would have about 400 meters to travel today. Next up we are looking at race number 31. Here Porus was in 9th spot as the horses turned for home. Made steady progress. Finished on 3rd to Palian. In the same race we had number 5 Orion, who didn't make much of an impression that day. Finished 12th of 14 runners. Same race we had God Save the Rest, who was racing in 5th spot as the horses turned for home. However, weakened to finish 8th. And then we had number 8 Star Phoenix, who raced in 3rd spot as the horses turned for home. Finished 2nd. A very eye-catching one indeed. Next up we are looking at number 3 Queen's Kitten. Queen's Kitten was 4th as the horses turned for home in race number 133 in the monsoon season, and eventually finished on 4th. The winner there was Porus, and Queen's Kitten would have another 400 meters to travel today. Next we are looking at number 4 Adriatic Sea. Adriatic Sea had only one start in this winter season in race number 7. And was 7th as the horses turned for home. Finished on 6th to Artist Royale, and Artist Royale was a runaway leader and won that race very convincingly. Adriatic Sea finished on 6th. Lastly we are looking at number 7 In the Night. Again had only one start in this winter season in race number 15. Was 9th as the horses turned for home. Didn't make any progress at all. Finished 9th of 12 runners. The winner here was Porus, who came with a late bit and won just on the post. Thank you.